Hey, good morning or evening, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you want to call it. And I'm here to talk to you about last night's impact from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, this is addressed to a lot of people, to both sides, if you will. The people that enjoyed Impact and the people that hated it. The people that have been berating Dixie Carter, some that have been cheering her. Basically, this is a video, if you will, about what occurred last night on Impact. Now, there was, the few people that ranted about this, I'll name one that have been ranting on both sides of it. OffTheRopesShow, EHWF01, and probably a few others, have been ranting, raving at both sides of the scenario. Well, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. It seems the Off the Ropes show during their review didn't like the fact that tonight's Impact didn't make any sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure Off the Ropes show could understand Dixie Carter coming down to the ring to announce something about the court case that, in their opinion, we never seen or anything. Well, correction on that. We did see SoCal Val or Christy Hemming or whoever in front of a courthouse to kind of give it some more realism. Now, as far as what happened, now when Dixie Carter said that the court case did not go the way she wanted, to me, and even though I didn't see Impact, I will admit that, I did not see it tonight, but to me, when I read the spoilers, and I'm pretty sure if I would have watched the show, it would have been the same way, to me, it sounds like Dixie had more to say than just, oh, the court case didn't go my way. Hey, or go the way I was planning, and, blah, 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 this and that. So, now, Off the Ropes show said that in real life, if this was to occur in real life, not sports entertainment, but in real life, that Dixie Carter deserves to lose her company. Okay. First of all, I don't think Dixie has completely lost her company, because one of the pictures put up on the Facebook page of TNA Wrestling has Fortune coming out going like, what the heck's going on? How did this happen? Like they're questioning and wondering how Hulk Hogan and Immortal could have gotten control so easily, when for the past few weeks Dixie Carter on Facebook, playing it up on Facebook, playing it up on Twitter, going as far as to talking on the phone, to Mike Tenay and Taz. Basically Dixie Carter, for many weeks, for months, have been saying things were going her way. Things look positive. So the question is, when you look at that picture of Fortune with Dixie, they're wondering, what the hell's going on? Or, well, there's a picture of them coming out going, what the heck's going on? Well, you get the idea. You'd have to see it on the Facebook page to know what I mean. But basically, you got AJ Styles going like, what the heck's like this? He's walking out there. You have Dixie behind him. I think it's after Hogan came out and announced he won. Here you have Here you have Fortune and his AJ coming out going like, what's going on? What happened? How can this be? You know, basically going like, how'd that happen? How'd you get control? Okay, folks. Here's what I think happened. If, storyline-wise, Hulk Hogan got complete control of the company, here's what happened. And you could say this makes complete sense. You can rant on it all you want. Off the Ropes Show and EHWF01 and anybody else. You guys can rant about it, argue it, debate it. I'll be honest with you. I think I know what happened. I think I know what happened. I think, like I said, I think I know what happened, and this may make sense to you, and it may not make sense to you. Okay? Alright? Here's the thing. Here's the thing is I'm looking up trying to find the pictures here. But here's the thing. Agree with me or not if this makes sense to you. Hulk Hogan, storyline wise, I would not be surprised if it's revealed that Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, bought, and this is just my opinion, bought off the judge and maybe some of the jury. I would not be surprised. Now you might say to yourself, well, how is that possible, seeing as though Dixie, or it's basically, you might ask yourself, well, how is that possible, seeing as though it's been depicted that the judge is a close friend of Dixie Carter's. Okay, just because somebody's a close friend, and this has happened in wrestling throughout the decades, we've seen this. Just because somebody is portrayed as a best friend, a close friend of the family, and they're a high authority figure, it does not mean, storyline-wise, they can't be bought off. Now here's the picture I'm talking about, right here. I don't think you can see this well, but this is the picture I'm talking about. I want you to see AJ here. Basically, he's got the expression like, you know, what's this about? You know, what happened? How could this occur? And you see Dixie behind them, so it makes you wonder if maybe they're going to be fighting to get Dixie's power back, or that maybe they know something that Hogan's not saying. Anyway, it's obvious that Hulk Hogan, storyline-wise, has control, but then again, there may be more to it. But like I said, in a more logical sense, and again, agree with me or not, if they want to go with the direction of Hogan supposedly getting control, when it looked like for about a month or so Dixie was going to get control, what, argue or not, do you think it wouldn't be a surprise that if it's revealed that Hogan and Immortal, Hogan and Bischoff mainly, bought off the judge? Family friend or not, they bought him off. And maybe some of the jury. I mean, it makes sense, people. It makes sense to probably, you know, reveal that. Now, I know Off the Ropes Show, besides the whole opening segment with Dixie, Hogan, and Immortal, and Fortune, I can understand them not liking it and everything. And I can understand there are some certain elements of Impact tonight that just pissed a lot of people off. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example, folks. Hold on. Here's an example. Here's an example, folks, right off the bat. The whole Karen Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett wedding deal. according to Off the Ropes Show, 5 segments were dedicated to this whole situation. And then 2 full-length in-ring segments on the ramp segments were dedicated to this occasion. Okay. First of all, I've said it once, I'll say it again. This is to probably reveal down the line, just my opinion, because it looks like this is where this damn story's heading towards. This whole situation with Kurt and Jeff and Karen, this is what it's heading towards, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that it's going to be revealed, just my opinion, that if it's heading in this direction, that Karen Angle Jarrett, if you want to call her this, is nothing more than a gold digger. A power-hungry gold digger. That's what it probably will happen. Probably be revealed she's nothing more than a power-hungry gold digger. I mean, it's too obvious. I mean, why in the world, if you go to TNAWrestling.com, go to the YouTube channel, go to the Facebook page, the Twitter page, why do you think they're dedicating a lot of video and time in all these areas, including on Impact and Explosion? Why do you think they're dedicating all that time to her and Jeff's renewal that took place, that nearly took place last night on Impact, or 2 weeks ago actually, on the 24th taping. It was taped on the 24th in Fairfield. Why do you think they're dedicating so much time to all of this? It's because of the fact that storyline wise, they're trying to have Karen rub in the face that she's got a better husband, right? No. It's going to be revealed, in my opinion, because it looks like it's leading in towards this direction. If you just add everything that I mentioned together, that Karen's going to be revealed as a power-hungry gold digger that's out for herself. That's the whole scenario about the situation, folks. I'm not lying about it. I'm not lying about it. Because think about it. Think about it this way. Karen has not been seen on screen for almost 2 years, right? Why suddenly make an appearance and return to television this year? Why do it? Because Jeff's got power again. He's got an extra moolah coming in. Think about it, folks. I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe they'll do something that will spark my interest. But it's so damn obvious at times that they're probably going in that direction or something similar. Now, I will say this. I would not be surprised that if it's revealed to be if that is the direction they go in, I would not be surprised if we end up seeing, and I hate to say this because it's a long shot this year, seeing a Jeff Jarrett face turn before the year is out. If revealing Karen as a power-hungry gold digger is the direction they're going in. Alright? Now, another thing that Off the Ropes Show didn't like, and I'm pretty sure EHWF01 and anybody else would agree on this, because I kind of frankly agree on it, but I can probably understand why it's happening. You see, tonight we saw the TNA debut of Angelina from the Jersey Shore, or formerly of the Jersey Shore, coming out to wanting to face JWoww. She wants to challenge JWoww to a 6 knockout tag team match next week in Fairfield. So basically she's coming out with Cookie and Robbie E, and she's siding with Sarita and Rosita, and it's just crazy, folks. It's just crazy. So anyway, here's the situation. Here's what people don't like about this. They don't like it because it's dedicating TNA, instead of dedicating this time and this money that they're spending on bringing in people like Angelina and JWoww from the Jersey Shore, what they should be doing is concentrating and spending that money on bringing in talent that needs to make a name for themselves, that need to be showcased, that need to have the abilities. They need to take that money help increase the revenue of Impact, take it on the road more. I mean, I can understand where the guys at Off the Rope Show are coming from when they say it's similar to when Bischoff and Hogan were in charge of WCW, and all they cared about, well, mainly Bischoff, all he cared about was the ratings. Okay, that's understandable. That's very understandable. But you have to understand this. You have to understand this. Storyline-wise, or reality-wise, Hogan and Bischoff have always had the goal to try to take WWE, Vince McMahon down. No matter what company, wrestling promotion they were running. Didn't matter if it was a company that had been in business for about 96 years, if you will. It had been in business for about 96 years or something like that. Or had its lineage, its roots tied up with, tied up, but basically had its lineage and roots going back 96 years before it officially closed down 10 years ago. I mean, it's one thing to, want to use a company, use a company like that or promotion in a company like that to try to take down WWE, which they almost did. It's understandable that if they wanted to start up their own promotion, which they were talking about, to compete with WWE and try to take it down. And it's also very understandable, if you think about it, even with TNA, that they want to do the same thing. And that's what this is all about. But you see, what they don't realize is when WWE goes the celebrity route, they go big time. That's right, they go big time. What they do, okay, let me put it to you like this. They got The Rock hosting WrestleMania. The Rock blows anybody out of the Jersey Shore, or that could be anybody from the Jersey Shore that, TNA can bring in out of the water. They're talking about bringing Justin Bieber in to perform maybe America the Beautiful, or at least perform a mini concert like we've seen Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock do. Alright? And some other artists. I mean, Justin Bieber, whether you like that kid or not, he blows those people in the Jersey Shore out of the water. See, what TNA is doing is they're trying their best to compete with WWE by saying, hey, look, we got two people from the hardest reality show or TV show in history. History is part of TNA. Hey, look, we got one of the guys that was in the AFC Championship game of the New York Jets appearing and working for us. Whoop-de-doo, right? See, this is TNA's desperate way. I hate to say this about TNA, but it's their desperate way of saying, hey, look, WWE, you're not the only one that can bring in celebrities. I mean, yeah, they brought in celebrities in the past. They brought in Brian Urlacher, NFL player, big time, well-known NFL player. They brought in Chris Rock one time. Okay, that's fine. But you see, this was at a time when they were just starting out, they needed the exposure, and they could afford it. That's what it is. That's what it is, folks. It's when they could afford it. Nowadays, they can't. And the reason, and here's the real reason. I said this when I asked the question a couple months ago, is TNA paying, when I talked about J-Row being paid a certain amount of money by TNA. Here's the reason why J-Row, Angelina, anybody from the Jersey Shore is coming in. Is because Jersey Shore airs on MTV. Who owns MTV? Viacom. Paramount, if you will. Who's also part of the Viacom Paramount family? That's right, Spike TV. And what show airs on Spike TV is one of the highest rated shows on there, with the exception of maybe UFC Unleashed, UFC Ultimate Fighters, and maybe free airings of the UFC 100 events. Who's the more higher watched program besides all of those? TNA. Exactly. TNA is the highest run. And so, why do you think they got Angelina and JWoww from the Jersey Shore? Because they're all owned by Viacom. This is Viacom's way of saying, hey, look, if we're going to try to at least have this company show that it can compete with WWE on some level, let's bring in two people from our hot reality show on MTV. That's what it's about, folks. That's what it's about. That's the only reason Angelina and JWoww from Jersey Shore were ever in TNA or are part of TNA, because of that reason. I mean, it doesn't matter, if you will, that TNA doesn't realize that, okay, it doesn't matter that these girls can't wrestle or compete with shit. But you know what? But here's the thing. This is what this is what Viacom wants. They're the overall owner of this whole damn scenario. TNA answers to Spike TV, but Spike TV answers to Viacom, so in reality, TNA answers to Viacom. Same with Jersey Shore. The people that air and run the Jersey Shore reality show, they answer to MTV, but in reality, they answer to Viacom. That's the whole thing, people. That's the whole thing. That's why you have Angelina. That's why you have JWoww from the Jersey Shore appearing on TNA iMPACT and TNA programming. Because of this legit reason. I mean, if they weren't part of the Jersey Shore, if Jersey Shore wasn't part of MTV and wasn't part of Viacom, then honestly, they wouldn't be seeing these people show up. And to be honest with you, quite honest, when I talked about JWoww being paid that much by TNA, I said TNA wasn't the ones really doing it. I said it was Spike TV. But in reality, JWoww and Angelina from the Jersey Shore, they weren't being paid by TNA. No. They were overall being paid not by Spike, not by MTV, but by Viacom. Those are the people paying them. Saying, hey, they're basically saying, here's an extra $10,000, or here's an extra $15,000, or here's an extra $7,000, go appear on TNA Wrestling. And these girls in reality could probably hate wrestling. But if you flash the money in front of them, they're like, okay. It's obvious, people. It's obvious. Anyway, I can understand people not liking it. I mean, I just talked about it for I don't know how long just now, proving I don't like it. But anyway, let's get into another situation here. The one that really has been talked about for the past few weeks. 3-3-11, which a lot of people have said is a rip-off of WWE, and the return of Sting and him becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Alright. Alright. Let's take a look at this, folks. Sting, first of all, Sting becoming World Heavyweight Champion combined with the 3-3-11. Alright. I said this a couple of videos ago when I was using my VHS camcorder. But this, the 3-3-11, and Sting becoming World Heavyweight Champion, I agree, I hate to say this, and I know this may piss a lot of people off at me, but I agree with EHWF01. This is TNA's way of saying, fuck you, WWE. You thought you had Sting. You thought you could fool the fans into thinking you had Sting. Guess what? We're the ones that have Sting. And just to make sure you don't get your hands on him, and just to make sure fans stop speculating that he could still show up somehow this year, we're putting the World Heavyweight Championship on him. That's right. They put the World Heavyweight title on Sting when he beat Jeff Hardy to give the big fuck you, not to the WWE fans, but to WWE for making them think, for making, you know, for them, because they made fans think. Just because of that 2/21/11 promo, which was Undertaker the whole time, it made them, this is basically TNA's way of saying, hey, fuck you WWE, this is what you get for trying to make people believe you had Sting. Because in reality, we have Sting, and we just made him world champion to make sure he doesn't go to your organization. Now, EHWF may say that it was also TNA's way of saying fuck you to the WWE fans for believing it. In a way, maybe it was, but I think it was mostly a fuck you to WWE. You know why? Because WWE thought they had Sting, but in reality they didn't. And in reality, when they realized, oh shit, we don't have Sting, what do we do? That's when they knew they had to do something different. I mean, the first time that promo first aired, the first time that 2/21 promo aired, everybody thought it could be Sting. Alright? Then the following week, they showed a different version of the promo, and they put the Ain't No Grave to kind of let fans know that indeed it wasn't Sting. But still, they weren't buying it. Fans still felt that WWE was covering things up. So, when it was finally revealed that it was Undertaker, throughout all the promos, people still speculated. And still finally, after it was revealed to be The Undertaker, TNA says, you know what? WWE wants fans to think they had Sting. Well, we're going to show these fans who was smart enough to get Sting. And that's what they did. They did the 3/3/11, which was a ripoff, but to show them, hey, this is how you say Sting is coming. You don't show no wood cabinet with rain and all that, and take that, which is basically a Sting promo reference. You don't do that and make people think you got Sting. You want people to think you got Sting? Here's what you do. You do the 3/3. You do the same. You do that promo, but you don't do it in front of a cabinet. You do it somewhere that's more Sting related. Now, again, EHWF says it could be a fuck you to the fans of WWE. In a sense, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But again, I feel it's nothing more than a big fuck you to WWE because WWE thought they had, because WWE basically, when you think about it, used Sting's old promo reference, or his old reference to his old promos, to do The Undertaker's Ain't No Grave Gonna Hold Me Down vignettes. That's what they did. And this is TNA's way of saying, hey, we got the real deal, they don't. So anyway, depending on who the big fuck you was to, I believe it was mostly WWE, and maybe some of the fans, but I think mostly WWE. We have Sting revealed as a mystery opponent, defeat Jeff Hardy, become world champion, because it's what the network wants. Now, does that sound familiar to you people? The network? Sound familiar? Think about it. Think long and hard. Network, it's what the network wants, this is what the network decided, blah blah blah. Oh, by the way, Hogan's got control, but still it's what the network wants, blah blah blah. Gee, does that sound familiar to a lot of you? Think long and hard. What promotion had a similar storyline or a similar situation on screen? That's right, the original ECW. Because remember when Cyrus came out, Don Callis as Cyrus came out as a representative of TNN, which is now, which ironically is now Spike TV. Came out, he said the network wanted this, the network wanted that. And ironically, Spike TV was TNN. TNN is now Spike TV. And now TNA is doing something similar to what they did in ECW. Weird. So, in other words, it's now going to be, storyline-wise, Anderson versus Spike TV. Because Spike TV wanted Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, and now Spike TV wanted Sting as world champion, Sting versus Jeff Hardy, and now Sting's world champion. Now, I guess it makes sense. But still, it sounds familiar, right? Because basically back then you had almost the entire ECW roster that wasn't aligned with Cyrus, Don Callis, and the network, fighting the network. So the network, I mean, it's obviously the same storyline. It's just now you're putting someone like Anderson in the place of the ECW, putting Anderson in the position of the ECW promotion that the original ECW promotion was in when they faced the network. Very interesting. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised, knowing Vince Russo's writing, that if Dixie Carter is revealed to be part of the network, and that's why that's why you had Rob Van Dam against Hardy and Sting against Hardy. Because think about it. These are two people that are obviously more Dixie Carter supporters than anything, so think about it. Anderson versus the network. Network's making these matches happen. The added twist to it, Dixie Carter's part of the network, so she's now really the person in charge of Hogan and Bischoff. Makes sense, Anderson versus network, but twisted sense, Dixie added in? Interesting formula. But still, I can understand where fans are coming from. I can understand where Off the Ropes is coming from. I can understand where EHWF is coming from, or EHWF is coming from. I can understand where some people are coming from. These are just my opinions and my thoughts, people. So, I'm just giving them to you. And I could be wrong on a lot of them, but it just seems too obvious in some of the areas I mentioned. So, you know, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you agree with what I said here. Off the Ropes Show, tell me if you guys agree. EHWF, tell me if you agree. Anybody, go ahead, tell me. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.